G'day everybody, it's Kim here again at Kim's Homestead. How are you all? All doing well, I hope? Well, it's another lovely day, so I'm not gonna waste it. I'm out in the garden and we're just gonna do a bit of tidying up, and I've screened all the rest of the chicken mulch, so that will be going out onto the vegetable garden. That will give it lots and lots of nutrients because of all the chook manure, and it will also help to mulch it for winter time. So I've got a few beds done, but I've got all the rest to do. Plus I've got a heap of plants that I picked up at Bunnings the other day. They've been in the seed house, and plus I've got a whole heap of seeds that I put in the seed house. They're just starting to poke their little heads above the soil, so I'm hoping to get a few of those repotted up, depending on how big they are, of course. And I've also got a heap of onions to put out. So let's start with putting out the chicken compost into the gardens, and we'll go from there. Well, that's got half of the beds done. I've got to top up with sugarcane mulch. That'll take about 2.5 to 3 bales to do the lot. I've got this little round bed behind me and the 2 lots of flower beds left to go, and the citrus trees here. They've all got to be composted. But that'll be another day, because I've got to go and dig up what I can of the compost heap near the chickens. That's ready to sift through now, and that will be a huge big job. So that's all I'm going to do for today, because it's getting a bit late and I've got to go and get tea on. But I hope to be back out tomorrow, and we'll continue with finishing up composting the rest of the beds. I'll probably sift the rest of it off camera, because I think you've seen me sift soil once and it's pretty much the same thing. And I'll probably do about 2 or 3 big barrelfuls of that, and that should be enough, I hope. There's a couple there I've got to top up with, so maybe 3 barrelfuls, and then it'll be time to put around the sugarcane mulch. Two of the beds there I may even get some lucerne and top it up with the lucerne mulch, because that's got a lot of extra nitrogen in it, which will be good for both the Brussels sprouts and the broccoli. Anyway, that's it, and I'll catch you when I get back to when I sort out the plants. I think sort out some of the, when the beds are ready, and I'll start planting some plants with you. How about that? That'll be good fun. I'll catch you probably in a minute for you. It may be a couple of days for me. Well, I've finished putting the chicken compost around in the gardens out the back, but I haven't finished the garden out the front yet, so I've got to weed it again, because I've got a whole heap more of sunflower seedlings coming up, so they have to be all pulled out. And what I'm going to be putting out the front, I have these Bellis mix. I've got one for out the front here and one for out the back. There are pom-pom type blooms in a mix of reds, whites and pinks. Suits a variety of positions. So that's what I plan on planting in a lot of the empty spots. Then I have, this is like a creeping thyme. It's from Stilton Lane, and it's pollinator friendly. It has a height of 6 centimetres and a width of 40 centimetres, so it's basically just a ground cover. It's a creeping thyme. It's a prostrate carpet of tiny glossy dark green leaves covered with clusters of delicate pink flowers above the foliage in spring. So basically you can either use it as a replacement lawn, especially if you've got a nice shady area. You can use it in between your pavers. You can use it in places where the grass just won't grow. You can use it in a variety of places. A lot of the times it's used in rockeries and things like that. It's a great little ground cover. And of course, being pollinator friendly, it's going to help attract and feed all your pollinators, especially your bees. Then we have, once again, Stilton Lane. It's a salvia pumpkin, which I thought was very, very pretty. Let's see if we can get a picture of it there. A very reliable, hardy evergreen shrub grown for its rounded habit and attractive soft apricot bicolour flowers. So I thought that'd be nice in the centre part there, because it can grow up to 60 centimetres high and 60 centimetres wide. So it's just a very small bush. But it should give a bit of height in the centre aisle. Then we have the geranium little dandy. This is a nice little it's a very nice little variegated plant. A low growing compact bushy perennial grown for its unusual and distinctive bicoloured variegated foliage, which I thought might be nice in the centre as well. I've got a few empty spots in there that need filling up, so that's what we'll do. Now I've also got some geraniums. These I brought from the old place. This is a lovely little geranium, very compact flower heads. Let's see if we can see. It's a nice bright pink colour, and once it's established, it's extremely hardy. So I thought, well, over the far side, bordering the neighbour's yard, we get a lot of prickles and whatnot blowing over. I'm trying to fill in that part there so that I don't get a whole heap of weeds blowing over into the yard. So I'm going to put a couple of these along there, and just hopefully, if I put them fairly close together, they'll help to stop all those weeds blowing in and the seed heads blowing in from next door. It won't stop them all together, that's for sure, but it might help slow them down. Now, to help me today, I've got my little digger that I got from Temu. So that'll help me plant a lot of these plants. hopefully I won't get so puffed out this time. Last time it took me a couple of days to recover, so anyway, let's get into it. So, I'm down at the chook pen at the moment. One of my little girls, Midnight, she's decided at the beginning of winter time to go broody. Well, I don't want her going broody at this time of the year. If she sat on the eggs, that would be fine. She would sit on them and she would keep them lovely and warm. The temperatures are going to be around between 14 and 17 Celsius for the next 3 weeks or so. But after that, when the chickens are born, they're actually going to drop down to around 14 and below. So, which is not an ideal time to bring chickens out into the world. It's just going to be too cold. And I'd probably lose most of them anyway. So what I'm going to do, rather than let her sit on a nest for the next month or so, or fading away to a shadow, I'm going to break her of her brood by putting her in a small pen with no nests, nothing but food and water, and a couple of perches higher up so that she can either get down on the ground where the sun's going to be, it's nice and sunny and warm, or up higher where the shade is going to be. So that way, in about a week's time, she'll have broken her brood. She'll have had nothing to do but eat and drink and sleep. So that way she can comfortably go into winter with a nice little bit of fat around her and she can wait until springtime before she brings out some chickens when it's warmer. So I've got the pen ready. It's got plenty of water in it, plenty of food, perches both lower down and higher up, and so I don't have to go climbing in and out of the cage disturbing her, because it will frighten her otherwise. So I'll go and pick her up out of the pen now and put her into the broody cage. I've also got a nice little treat for her, just so that she knows she's not in trouble. Come on. Down. So here we go. Here's our naughty little girl, Mischief. Hey, this is midnight. So we'll go and put her in the broody cage. Here we go. Now she won't be happy for the next day or two, especially today, because she'll be wanting to get back to her nest. But she'll settle in over the next couple of days. She's got a little bit of grass there, not much, just a little bit. She's got her little treat in there with her. And I've put some black lids up there, as you see. That's to stop the sun getting to her water, turning it off and warming it up. So it stays nice and cool even in the sun. Plus it gives her a bit more shade as well. And protects her pellets from any inclement weather. So she'll be right in there for about the next week. And then she'll be ready to hop in with the other girls again and continue winter with the rest of the girls. Well, the seedlings that I bought from Bunnings the other day, I've placed around the garden basically where I want them. So, time to start planting. Now that's where I'm putting the, I used to call them billy buttons, I don't know what they're called now. Some sort of buttons, bells, something like that. Here I've got the polyanthus. What are they? Bellis. Here I've got dianthus. Right, so down here, let's see, we have larkspur. No, I don't want that here. I have stock down here. I have to wait until the beans have given up the ghost, I think, before I plant this up more, because I want to stake up some of these persimmons. Okay, so that gives me, I've got petunias that I grew from seed, so I think I'll stick some of these in here. Maybe I'll put the larkspur down where the stalks are. Hello, that's Midnight trying to get out of her cage. Now, let's go and find the others I've put around. Right, so where I had this coriander, which isn't exactly doing very well, I'll leave that in there, but I'll pick another spot, just move the mulch over a bit. And this is where I'm going to put some more celery. Let's see if we can have another go. Okay, that's that lot. So I've got a little bit of bed space over there. I might put the rest of this in that. So let's just turn you around. There we go. There we go, that's that one done. This lettuce is coming along really nicely. I have some more petunias here, so I'm just going to poke them in here. And if nothing else, it might keep the bees happy. Bit of colour. Now, I'll pick some of this for the chooks. Oh, I just love the smell of this stuff when it's just cut. It smells wonderful. I'm going to need some for tea tonight, so I'll leave a little bit so I can come out and pick it later. Now that'll reshoot back again, giving me some nice fresh stuff. Right, well another thing that I've got to do is take all these lower branches off of the Brussels sprouts. Not only the Brussels sprouts but also the broccoli. And if you got any cabbage, that as well, because as they grow up, the bottom leaves die off. And the scent of the leaves dying off is what actually brings your snails and your slugs to feast on the dying material. Yes, they will feast on the green stuff, but they actually prefer the stuff that's dying. So you just remove all these lower leaves that are giving off the scent, and you cut down the risk of them being eaten by slugs and snails. There's no need for them to be there. The plant is only trying to keep alive what is going to die, and all that goodness can go into the plants instead of into dying leaves. So all this can go in. The leaves are still green, so there's plenty of nutrition in them. They can all go in to the chooks and help keep my chooks fed and healthy. Instead of some insect that I don't want in my garden. It also helps to tidy up the plants. You can get fertilizers and whatever else underneath much easier if there's nothing there. Any of this dead stuff, take it away. There we go, nice and clean. Let's pull the plants back. Now if you don't have chooks, of course, you quite easily compost this. Everybody should have a composter, even if you only have a balcony. Just have a little, you can get those boshies, I think they call them, even a worm farm. Couple of little worms in there, feed your worms. They'll love this stuff, and your worms will in turn feed your flowers or your plants, whatever you've got on your balcony. No Patches, you're not coming out. Okay, these onions, more than ready to go out. But they need a good haircut. So, rather than waste it, I'll probably feed it to the chooks too. Or they can go in the stir fry tonight. So, now that's made that manageable, see, they're well and truly ready to come out. Now I'm going to take off most of these roots. They'll grow back, they're pretty hardy. Very forgiving they are. Now you don't want a clump this big, otherwise they just won't grow into anything. Little clump that size, you can pull out the bigger ones as they get bigger. See, I said Midnight would carry on a bit. Don't worry about it. She's just wanting to get back to her nest. And she'll be fine. There we go. They're nicely planted into little clumps. And what I'll do once I've finished all this, I'll put the watering system on for about a half an hour and let the watering system water it all in nice and slowly. No disturbance of the soil. So that'll be good. What else have I got? I think that's all that I've put out for now. But I think my peas are ready to start putting around the 2 archways I've got over near the chook pen. So I'll just have a quick look and see if they're ready to put out. Right, so here is our golden potted peas. So what do we got? 1, 2, 3. Yeah, 1, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 rows. So 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, some are up and some are not. So I think I'll just leave this here in the sun for a bit. I won't plant them today because I think the rest of them need to come up a little bit more yet. And then I'll plant 4 rows here and 4 rows over there. So it'll be 4 by 3 4 by 3 or 4 by 4, depending on how many come up per row. So 1 row per stick. So let's feed this to the chooks. Here we go, some for you, little miss. Yeah. that's it for today. Oh, I hope you enjoyed just puttering around with me out in the garden, planting all the new plants that I picked up from Bunnings and whatever was left in the seed house. Sometimes it takes a while to get out there, but they do eventually. So, that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed what we did today, and if you did, please think about giving me a big flowery thumbs up, and if you're new to the channel, please think about subscribing. That would be just wonderful. Anyway friends, I will catch you again very shortly with another video. Bye for now. Blackie's enjoying her greens. Not Blackie. Midnight.